The history of hyperbaric medicine has come full circle. Can you talk about the British discovery and Dr. Cunningham, how the evolution of hyperbarics?
This purportedly, at least the concept, began in England in 1662. A clergyman physician named Henshaw proposed the idea that people could go under pressure and that increased pressure atmosphere would have effects on human disease. And in particular, he said high pressures could be used for acute illnesses and lower pressures for chronic ones. And in fact, that is exactly the way this has worked out. But for many years, it just didn't really take root until finally in the 1800s, it caught on. And there were walk-in chambers, multi-place chambers throughout most of the major cities in Europe. And they called them hyperbaric baths, where people would go in and soak for hours under pressure. And they didn't yet, it had not been identified that you could get decompression sickness. In fact, right as it began to die out in Europe, decompression sickness was finally identified. And personally, I think that's the reason it died out. A lot of people speculated about it was claimed to work for too many things and various other things. But the fact of the matter is they were putting people in chambers
For too long.
and keeping them there for so long that when they came out, they were getting decompression sickness. And so it had a lull there for a few years until it was really accidentally introduced in the United States to treat Spanish flu victims in the Spanish flu pandemic. And it had a resurgence for a number of years and then again died out. And it was due to the American Medical Association attacking the doctor who had made this discovery. And meanwhile, the British navies and US navies began to use oxygen in treatment of divers. And they found out it was much more effective than just recompressing them on air. And so we got into the modern era, and the Undersea and Hyperbaric Medical Society, originally the Undersea Medical Society in the US, defined it as the use of 100% oxygen. And that's where the field has been now for all of these years, the modern era. 70 years has been the use of pure oxygen. It's like they forgot the entire previous 300 years of how compressed air can have a benefit. And that's where the error ended up made in the study. So here we are now, come full circle, and finding out that hyperbaric therapy has bioactivity across a whole range of pressures and oxygen amounts. And that's what's at root in these studies that have been done on the veterans.